Hey, Jacob.
Hi, how are you?
How you, Blaster? How you, Ash?
G'day, Ash.
Hello, hello. It's
Hello.
that time of year again. The only channel I didn't see that Thank you.
Morning everyone, welcome to the 2021 Southern Cup Finals. First game up today is the Southern Championship Final. It will be Newtown Eagles versus South Hobart. And the lineup for Newtown Eagles will be in number 11, Callum Back. In number 2, Logie Butler. Number 13, Jacob Clamp. In number 6, Andrew Clark. Number 5, David Cox. In number 9, Rowan Hickey. number 12, Samuel Zinsky. Number 8, Rowan Longden. Number 4, Hamish Paul. Number 1, Mitchell Starker. And in number 7, Davey Benham. The subs today for Newtown Eagles will be number 3, Mitchell Frame. Number 61, Joe French. Number 14, Luke Hughes. And number 15, Hardy Daswala. And the lineup for South Hobart today will be in number 9, Mason Hatfield. In number 10, Joshua Gibbon. In number 13, Lucas Zalowski. In number 5, Marcus Buxter. In number 15, Tay Evans. In number 7, Declan Foley. In number 8, Ned Goodser. In number 14, Riley Morton. In number 21, Nathan Reid. In number 18, Samuel Tooze. Number 11, Thomas Walpole. And substitutions for South Hobart today will be number 2, Connor Bastock. Number 12, Samuel Watty. Number 6, Samuel Jones. Number 1, Mark Moncur. And number 16, Mitchell Tate.
Good afternoon and welcome to KG5 Football Park for the first live streamed game of the season here in Tasmania. It's a huge day ahead. 3 Summer Cup finals await us. You're just looking at the referees now coming out for the Southern Championship Summer Cup final between Newtown White Eagles and South Hobart Reserves. We've been actually start calling them reserves at the interim. Their senior team will be on later today at 5 o'clock in the big NPL Summer Cup matchup. But this one here shaping up to be a corker. 2 very contrasting sides here this afternoon awaiting you. My name is Paul Hunt. For this game, you'll be listening to me exclusively. We'll have a couple of, nice Dooley joining me later on in potentially the women's game, most likely the NPL. I think by 5:30 my voice will be absolutely cooked, so he'll be coming to join me on the big dance later on. But this one will be a cracker. The Southern Championship this year, plenty of word around the traps in these pre-season games. Going to be very competitive. There's a good 5 or 6 sides in the 12-team competition that you can definitely see challenging for the title. Newtown finishing 4th last year, just tended to fade away due to player availability towards the end of the season, but they've strengthened coming into this season. Goalkeeper, defence, and now soon to be midfield, although with a huge inclusion last week. We'll get to that very soon. South Hobart similar. We'll run it through the teams for you while the coin toss is going on. Riley Morton there for South. And looks like the big figure of Andrew Clark now posing for photos. In the middle this afternoon, referee Alfonso Gusti. South Hobart's team. And their away strip here this afternoon. It's starting number 9, Mason Atfield. Number 10, Josh Diven. Number 13, Lucas Zalakowski. Number 5, Marcus Euster. Number 15, Tay Evans. Number 7, Declan Foley. Plenty of NPL experience there. Have heard he's only going to play a half. There's the word going around prior to the match, so we'll see how that goes. Number 8, Ned Goodser. Number 14, Riley Morton. In goals, Nathan Reid. Sam 2's up front, and finally Thomas Walpole is nearly underway. Newtown's team. Number 11, Callum Back. Number 2, Toby Butler. Jacob Clampy Clamp, Andrew Clark, David Cox. Number 9, Rowan Heggie. Number 12, Sam Lazinski. We'll talk about him a bit later. Number 8, Ronan Longdon. Number 4, Hamish Moore. In goal, Mitch Stalker. And number 7, stalwart of the club, Jamie Vernon. And we'll give you the subs as the game progresses, but as the referee looks at his watch, it'll be Josh Diven to take the kickoff here in the Southern Championship Summer Cup final. South playing out from defence. Getting the positions. You'll see South, they very similar to their senior team, the way they like to start out from defence, but you're going to see plenty of that, I think, from Newtown. They're going to let South Hobart just play these centre-back to centre-back passes, and as soon as it comes in the middle, they'll look to pounce and press. And here is the first foray forward from South. Thomas Walpole on the left wing. We'll see him, Josh Diven and Sam Toos, most likely playing in a front three. All of them on the verge, especially last season, of the NPL side. Due to Summer Cup regulations, they've been given consistent minutes in this competition so far. Very impressive win last week, the South Hobart reserve side over the Olympia FC Warriors reserve side up at Darcy Street. 5-1, I believe it was. Charging into the back of Josh Diven there. The tall figure of Jacob Clamp back, rejoining his former club last season after a couple of years away. Newtown, certainly the more physical side in terms of stature and height than South Hobart, with the likes of Clamp and Clark and Cox. And this ball swung in that direction and goes over the head of the tallest player in South Hobart's side. Fortunately, still about a head shorter than Clampy. Looking at how the Newtown White Eagles are setting up in their very crisp kit, I must say. Plenty of good things going on at the club from Clare Street. One of them is the inclusion of Mitch Stalker coming over this year. Seen him at NPL level prior. Also had a stint at Metro before joining Newtown. Good strength there from the formidable figure of Declan Foley. Evans playing in a lot deeper role than what we've seen when he's come off the bench in the NPL, and he's turned the ball over here, coming in from the back. It's a good challenge now. On top towards Vernon, who's just had it taken off his toe, and leaving a foot in there is Captain Clark. Lovely flick there from Walpole. Toos is in an acre of space. Clark getting back and no advantage paid. That's a smart foul from the Eagles captain. South again, playing out from the back. Eventually resorting to the long ball forward. Butler trying to shield that one out. Ends up keeping possession. Heggie down the line to an on-running Sam Lazinski, the speedster. There's one coming in at the back post. He's going to go himself, Lazinski. Oh, lovely step over. Still going, Lazinski off the post. That would have been a cracking start for White Eagles from Sam Lazinski. And that's one way to get the crowd on side. That last name's so famous at this club over the last few years. He is a jewel in their attacking crown, is Sam Lazinski. So what he can do there within the first 4 minutes, I think we've already seen how this game, the pattern of this game is established. South content to keep possession. Eagles pouncing where necessary. And trying to get it up to Heggie and Lazinski. Clamp going back to the keeper. Rush clearance there from Stalker, falls to the feet of twos. Back to Foley. Getting back. Our Eagles in position. Good cert. Now all the way back to Morton. Plenty of energy in that middle of the park from Declan Foley. I reckon him and Andrew Clark are going to have a running battle in this first half. Coming across. Clear is Vernon tracking back. It's quite the physical defensive presence Newtown have got. Clamp and Cox. Vernon and Clark sitting in front. Throw in straight to a South player. That's a lovely move to get round his opponent there from Walpole. The Eagles managing to clear. Now Heggie wanting to turn and look for Butler, but again, Newtown not able to get the quick counter going. Morton. This ball down the middle. We don't see too many of them. Twos doing well to put Stalker under some pressure. The Eagles managed to play it out. Misplaced pass there from Moore. Again, that might fall nicely for South. And Butler, sorry, Moore coming across to clear. Keeping it in the corner is Diven. They have a great deal of support. Newtown hoping the wind keep that one in, and it's just gone out of play. And Foley coming across, chasing hard, putting the Eagles fullbacks under pressure. In front of the Newtown bench. Twos trying to turn. The clearance finding Heggie, who long-time viewers will remember his amazing bicycle kick for the Knights at North Hobart Oval a couple of years ago. One of the goals of the season in the NPL that year. Made the move into the championship as Clamp emphatically clears. And just a quick weather update. We're expecting rain here this afternoon. Apparently been spitting down earlier today. It's a bit wet out on the highway earlier. Rain meant to come through at about 1:30, so right into the second half of this one. South looking for Diven. Vernon cutting that one out. Left him play by back now. Vernon. This time Cox, sick of seeing it down there, whacks it forward. The wind probably more swirling at the moment. As the crowd continues to build here in the KG5. Few people trying to get their preferred vantage point for the rest of the afternoon, we can see. Plenty of rain jackets as well. Good to see a few other people who've read the forecast. As Nathan Reid has close to his first touch of the afternoon after nearly 10 minutes. Saw plenty of him in the NPL last year. New signing for South's senior side, Nick O'Connell beating him out in the pre-season. Stalker whacks that one high. Longdon, a willing runner.
Hey, your house. I'm using it tonight as well. No, I'm not. Hey.
The white shirts in there. Foley trying to turn out of trouble. Lays it back to his defence. The switch happening at great pace here for South. Just gets to the centre backs and they're not quite dishing it out wide as quickly as you'd want them to, but here's a ball down the line of the first offside of the game as against Walpole. Great rush to take this. Here's Cox. And it's a good ball though, it's really holding there. Longdon not given, and they would have preferred the free kick in that situation there, Newtown. I thought there was certainly a shirt pull from up here. They got to its intended target, that crossfield ball, and the prettiest one I've ever seen, but Suze. I saw him come on the NPL last year a few times. It looks like he started to bulk out. He sometimes with his South team come back and all their players look completely different after a growth spurt or two. Sam Berezanski last year especially. Looks like Tuesday is going to be this year's Berezanski. Throw in. Well flicked on by Butler. Heggie holding the ball up well. Now under pressure from Evans. Still going is Heggie. Down into the corner. He's running out of real estate here, but he's managed to keep the ball in. Heggie and wins the corner through side. Instead, he'll get the free kick. That is fantastic work. Very little teammate help there from Heggie. He's had 4 navy blue shirts to beat. He both won the corner and all the free kick. Fantastic work from the former Knights striker. Free kick being taken right in the spot where we can't see it here in the commentary. That's a low one, and Morton sneakily clearing. Only Heggie in that 6-yard box, but that was going right to his feet by the looks of it. Yeah, underneath the wall. Watching that old Messi and Ronaldinho free kick trick that we've seen a fair bit of down the years. As Butler whips this one in over the head of Reid. Oh, Vernon could have done a little better there. Probably wasn't expecting to get to him. It was Verno, and that one's come out off an Eagles player, and it fell right onto his thigh. I was probably expecting the keeper to get that one. And fair enough too. So have a look at the replay. Gone over the head of Reid, and he's come in at the back post. He's completely whiffed at it, just couldn't get his leg up high enough there, Verno. It's 2 solid half chances for Eagles so far, and while they've lacked possession, although they might be in some trouble here now coming in down the left-hand side. Walpole Stalker with the save. Coming up strong. And the Eagles keeper. It's been keeping pretty sharp in the off-season, Mitch Stalker on the futsal circuit. Almost a close range save there as Foley with a foul slightly after the whistle had been blown. Both players coming up grinning. Yeah, just great turn. Chalk that one up on the Foley files. Not quite deserving of another mash-up video, but could be a nice filler if they decide to make a Come South video. Pressure is more. Clamp giving that one away, and even probably not used to someone who can stretch out and reach the ball like that with the neat foot skills. South players getting in the way. South today wearing the NPL away kit from last year, which regular NPL viewers will know. I'm a big fan of the backwards pony riding a fish look on the front. They get some great work in getting their sponsors due south. Goes out for a south throw, so 15 minutes gone, and Eagles probably leading the chance count 2-1 over South, despite not winning the possession. Reed getting another touch. Also just a good excuse to pan the camera towards Daniel Thurley as well. And some photography practice on the far side. Pre-season for everyone, as that's a lovely ball over the top, but offside. Being given against Atfield. By my count, 9 of South Hobart's players here. Previous NPL experience starting here this afternoon. I'm sure it's just good to Euster that haven't made an appearance. No doubt I'll get a message on my phone in about 4 minutes from the stats man Ben Smith telling me I'm wrong there. Well, pretty confident of that one as Butler whips that one in low. Oh, it goes centrally and just getting in the way, preventing Heggie from volleying that one. 2 South players charging in. Vernon looking for Clark. Went back into that one and gives Longden a task. Can't quite keep it in. Happening in front of a conversation that I'd love to be mic'd up for there on the far side. There's Morton. Not seeing a lot of passes he likes in the forward direction so far this afternoon is Riley Morton. Gets his head up, and this time goes forward and right to the shin pad. Vernon will eventually get towards Tay Evans. Chance to cross, turns back. Lovely centering ball, and Stalker bobbling and claiming at the second attempt. Long pole right there, following in as all strikers should do. And wanting a bit better options there when moving forward. Butler. Foley charging back on Heggie, who puts Morton under some serious pressure. Should be a Newtown ball, and it is. Close to halfway. At least so far, Newtown really emphasising to a wider audience the strength of the Southern Championship here. We've done a game over the last few years in the champ of here on Slice of Cheese. Always pointed out they'd probably give at minimum a bottom 4 NPL side a run for their money on any given day. We've seen some great cup upsets as well down the years. University against Lonnie City comes to mind. Strength in our second division down here in Hobart. Now Morton. We'll be saying a lot this afternoon. Nick most likely starting in the senior side, and obviously Ken on the sidelines as well. We haven't seen that wonderful photo of Ken Morton and George Best's photo shoot going around on the socials the last 24 hours. Do check that one out, as that one's going to go harmlessly over the crossbar. One of the biggest social media flexes I think I've ever seen. Spotting a photo of 16-year-old George Best in a Villa Park change room going, I don't want a Ken in that. Close out, absolutely love that one. See my Manchester United fan bias coming out there a bit as well. I'm a big fan of seeing that yesterday afternoon. I don't see too many short goal kicks, I don't think, here this afternoon for Newtown, as Longden's beaten out in the air. Lovely turn Let's get it toward twos, who's swaps sides and Foley just charges Vernon into a teammate. No foul given for that somehow or other. Still down on his haunches. I'd love to get a replay of that when the next out happens, as Vernon's still struggling to get to his feet. He's turning away there, his twos. That's all, just straight shirt front there from Foley. That one definitely going into your next mixtape video there. I've got to stop saying new rules. They're not that new anymore. They're close to 2 years old come July, but the uncontested drop ball, trying to figure out who gets possession. South were having it prior to that, as that's a heavy touch and Clark will go chasing. Another player who has been at Eagles for quite some time, Andrew Clark. Eagles, obviously, when the renewed State League came in, were one of the only 2 teams that realistically did miss out on the 8-team competition we now know as the NPL. As twos drop deep and go studs up into Clark, and that has to be a card, surely. And it's the first slice of cheese for the season. He seems incredulous at that twos, but I called that at about the same moment the referee did, and he is pointing out that's where the foot is, that's where your leg was, and we'll see that again. He has just stuck that leg out. Wasn't as straight as I initially thought, but definitely a foul, and under current laws, definitely a slice of cheese as well. So the first one for the season. Clampy over this dead ball situation. Goes centrally and cleared towards the back stick, and the volley completely shanked there from Longton. But he might win a corner. Enough South players there. Foley using his strength again. Cleared from Zalikowski. Yeah, if I mentioned Zalikowski playing it out from defence, Foley wanting a push in the back after he's just poleaxed an opposition player 3 minutes before it and didn't get one the other way. Morton striding forward. And it's good covering defence there from Heggie. Swap positions with Vernon temporarily. And covering in defence well. And from Eagles halfway through this first half. As the KG5 grandstand, it's about 75% capacity already. It's a ticketed event with this COVID world we live in. Interesting to see if any dancing will be permitted later on. As Foley scoops that one out wide to Atfield. Eludes the runner, goes to left foot cross. Clark with the wonderful diving header. There's Cox just clearly kicked afterwards. And yeah, Atfield turning away from David Cox, and would be the first player not to want to square up to old Coxie. Atfield protesting his innocence there with Coxie bearing over it. Newtown towards the keeper. Twos pressing Clampy. He wants a bit more enthusiasm with his options. Let's go down the line towards Moore. Keeping the throw in. The referees seem in unison down there, and that was the correct decision. As the old roller coaster whipped out in the defensive situation there by Twos. Well, Switching out the left-hand side. Mikowski, long ball in the twos direction. Stalker coming out and confidently whacking that one into Anfield Street. Has to be quick on his toes there, did Stalker. Cleared there by the Eagles, by Callum Back, who just trot forward to take the throw. In front of the newly created sponsorship board on the side of KG5, it's been looking progressively barer and barer around the ground here as the years go on, but good to see. I think predominantly Glenorchy Knights sponsorship banners hanging up over there. So it's their home ground for most of the season as that one's charged down, but will fall comfortably for Stalker. Just a bit more of that. And Saz. I'm sure we'll mention the sponsorship of the Women's Super League when that time comes, and some good news for the sport here. Now, plenty of space here in the centre of the park for Evans to work in. It's a very fluid midfield for South at the moment. Constantly someone different there. Sort of Foley playing as the number 6, and then take your pick who else is there. It's the diagonal. Should fall comfortably towards Stalker. I'm surprised, given the amount of goals we've seen in the Summer Cup, well, at all levels, but in particular Championship. We're yet to have any so far. There's competition that is sometimes even more high scoring than the NPL. We're not known for defensive football here in Tasmania. There's Butler, lovely little chip ball towards Clark. Longden's really staying out wide, but now has to chase back as Eustace strides forward, tries to get around Back. Has he hit that too far in front? No, he manages to get the cross in. No one at the penalty spot, and Vernon whacks that one away. And Evans, he surely has to turn back here. Looking for an option is Zelikowski. I thought he got the ball there. Did Heggie. Only just the way the South Hobart player fell there convinced the referee otherwise. Let's have a look at the replay. He's well kicked it into the shin of Heggie, and then he hasn't really had anywhere to go. But those ones you really eventually would expect the referee to call, but didn't do a great deal wrong. And here's a misplaced pass. Zelikowski, and most of the White Eagles fans in the wet area particularly enjoying that one. Certainly do follow in great numbers to the White Eagles fans. Heggie quite find a teammate following with the acrobatic hook forward in the Diven direction, and he will get there. The South striker looking for an option to cross. Cox holding him up well. Again, strong clearance there by the Eagles. It was and out by Morton now. And after that initial burst after 4 minutes, I don't think I've called Sam Lazinski's name again after that. Very quiet the last 20 minutes as that wind really picks up as South pass back, so we can all look at the KG5 weather vane, i.e. the tree at that corner. Coming up off the Derwent to your left of screen. Foley. Plenty of energy in that centre of the park. We'll see if he stays on for the second half or if pre-match murmurs of him just having a half here this afternoon come true. Obviously South commencing the NPL and Southern Championship seasons next weekend. Don't want to burn a player out too much in pre-season, despite how much you want a trophy to add to the cabinet. Outside of the boot. There's a crucial toe in from Longdon chasing back. Heggie can't quite keep that one in. Half an hour gone, still 0-0. Newtown reverting back to their White Eagles nickname. They obviously had pre-1997. Changed to simply Eagles for about 20 years, incorporating that back, I believe, 2 years ago in time for their 60th anniversary. I believe it's this year, from memory. Stalker yelling out what appears to be the obvious, and that the rest of his team too stagnant there from the throw-in. Wanting a bit more movement, Vernon provides and manages to hit Heggie. Now nearly getting it towards Lazinski. Calls for handball, not heeded. Clark comes charging in. Forces the rush clearance from South. As Cox shields that one out of play, but starting to build a little bit more momentum here. Now the Eagles. Certainly taking their time with all the throw-ins here this afternoon. All the way back to Reid. Heggie looking for an on-run Butler. Doubles up as one of our best young refs does Butlers. That's a lovely through ball towards Lazinski. What a sliding challenge. Not given a penalty by the referee. Great round of applause from South fans here in the grandstand for that sliding challenge. Live, I thought it was a fantastic challenge. That could be a bit of defender bias on me coming out there. So we'll have a look at the replay. He's the wrong side of Lazinski, which is always dangerous. Definitely gets the ball there. Does the South defender. I believe that's Lekowski. Seems like Foley and Heggie is the matchup of the day's clamp. Passes that one into space. Cox. Twos and Clark now getting a bit of head tennis. It's all looking like that video from Barnsley doing the rounds on the internet the other day of about 40 seconds of nothing but head tennis. Eventually fall to Evans. A turn away out of trouble is Diven. Great defensive work there from Callum back. Now Twos has Atfield out wide, but it's well dispossessed. Butler just clipped after the play by Foley. Using the full width of the pitch here, Newtown. Home ground clear streak. You're used to doing that with the cricket pitch running down the middle. Butler, who chinked inside and swapped positions with Heggie momentarily, as a bit of time here. That's Newtown, heavy touch there from Heggie. Should use his body to get that back. Twos coming in. That's surely a foul on Atfield by Heggie, and gives him a nice little tap on the backside just to say thank you. Foley coming in just to break up the piece a bit. That's a definite whack in the Achilles. Referee having a quick word with Vernon before the free kick is taken by the designated set-piece deliverer for Newtown. It is Toby Butler. Clamp, a likely target, and he's hit that one low. I don't think that's what he wanted. Vernon trying to get that towards Clark, but it eventually is Clamp. Lovely theatrical dive there from Clampy. It's definitely contact. And Newtown certainly working in some dark arts here this afternoon, which a regular viewer of Slice of Cheese will know we are all about up here. You can see the wind picking up, rolling that ball well off its spot. Lovely little dink there from Eddie. Clamp rises high, gets the flick on, Butler puts it over. Wonderfully worked move from the Eagles. It's the exact head you want to plonk it on, and Butler just couldn't keep it down. That's 3 decent chances here for Newtown in the first half. Reed coming out, Clamp getting there first. Butler just couldn't keep it down. The goal gaping, just the one South player back on the line. And again, causing trouble is now at field. Can't get there in front of Stalker. And Newtown, they can play the ball around when necessary. They are not strictly a physical long ball team by any stretch, but it's definitely the tactic you would go with here this afternoon. It was Butler. Just looking for the run of Lazinski. That field. Diven up ahead for support. Looks in that direction, but comfortably saved from Stalker. Just had to be on his toes this afternoon, but just the one real save of note so far as that one's cut out by Goodson. Now Foley looks up as Hatfield again in an acre of space. 2 at the back post, and it's an offside that is a coach killer. And all of that space to run into. You saw his 2 attacking compatriots storming into the 6-yard box. Tough offside approach to give us. We've got 8 minutes to go in this first half. At most, the courtesy 1 minute of stoppage time you've got to imagine coming up. Stalker, he's hit that into a 30-yard area of space of KG5 where there was no one at all. All back to Reed down in photographer's corner. Morton. Again, South at times just tending to run out of patience, and the Newtown Eagles defence are really reading when the longer pass is coming and just immediately dropping off 10 yards and able to clear it pretty much all the time as Clark gets it up to Heggie. The switch is on here and the Butler direction. That one's held up in the breeze a bit. Lovely first time ball towards Lazinski up against Morton. Will Lazinski get there? Good save from Reed. Butler again has put it wide. That's 2 chances for young Toby Butler. And again, Lazinski, they're starting to play him more in the central attacking role. It's starting to pay dividends. He did get there just before Reed. And Butler, that whole left-hand side of the goal gaping again, puts it wide. Cleared towards Moore. Now Butler. Charge down as far as Clark, who has a nice ball down the line towards Butler, who's still onside here. Good serve, just doing enough. And passing it out well towards Hatfield. That's a lovely ball towards Diven, but offside again. South kicking the ball away. That has gone a mile away. The flag was definitely up. Did the referee blow the whistle? I think it might just be you're pushing it chat from Alfonso in the middle. And it will be just a talking to at the moment. I think the Eagles are doing a good job here so far of winning the mental mind games as well. He's sticking his thumb up that many times, looks like he's waving a bus down before he whacks that one long. Heggie gets it down in front of him. He'll put his body on the line to block that clearance. Let's go the way. All south. Divin holding it up. Vernon shoulder to shoulder. Coming out second best as Foley now strides forward. Has 4 navy blue shirts ahead of him. I think he's going to have a shot here, Foley. You could see as soon as that ball put up, he was going to do that. And you could also guess it was probably going to go at the cricket nets. Newtown in a great hurry to take most of their set pieces here this afternoon as Clamp looking for an option. Good ball towards back. Now Vernon. Charge through the middle. Now Clark. And they keep the switch going. Goes back the other way towards Vernon. Lazinski making a run through the centre. Heggie peeling off deep. Butler again in a good amount of space. Hits it behind him though, does Heggie, and puts his hand up in the air. And then you've got to say, Newtown have probably had the best of this match so far. Again, for Goodser this time, who pushed on. The South players really loving the medium kind of length hair with headband look here this afternoon. Clearly all going to the same stylist. Lazinski. Foley and Evans do well. Also haven't seen a great deal of Tay Evans this afternoon. Looking bypass there in the centre of the park, either going down the wing or over his head for the most part. Morton now spotted the crossfield ball. South keeping possession, 2 minutes left here in a surprisingly scoreless first half. Mikowski looking down the line, but in the end that'll turn into a good kick for touch. For South, you would think makes one more chance for either side here. Maybe the pressure of it being a cup final day just causing a bit of tension between either sides. Back, not retrieving the ball in a great hurry. I'm not sure how much distance on that throw he'll get. Luckily he drops it short as the wind is certainly picking up. You can tell by the corner flag when he took the throw in. Twos, cleared by Clark. Going to run out of real estate in Sam Twos, and I reckon after Stalker takes this goal kick, we will be wrapping up a first half here at KG5. Let's see Newtown White Eagles have the majority of chances, and arguably should be at least a goal to the good with how good those last two chances were for Toby Butler. I think the game so far worked perfectly in their favour. Outside of being in front, as London can't quite keep that one in. As we do see Eugene proudly sporting the fourth display board to the crowd. 1 minute of added time.
1 minute of added time in the first half.
Yeah, great job at showing it almost exclusively to the crowd rather than the players, which is a fourth official tactic I'm a big fan of.
South Hobart and Newtown Eagles battling it out.
Butler back towards Moore. Do well to win a throw and does so. That's Hamish Moore. This time it's out of play. Alan Hegby with the slightly deliberate bad first touch. Newtown seeking the break. Chance to regroup, which South. That yeah, pretty much sums up their first half for the most part there. That pass there from Good Sir. Brzezinski, Clark, Foley. Got the shout from out wide from Marcus Euster. That is emphatically thumb cleared from Clampy. And that will be the end of a tense first half here in the Southern Championship Summer Cup Final. Newtown White Eagles 0, South Hobart Reserves 0. And I count 3-4 golden chances, or at least good ones for Newtown, just the one for South. And it'll be interesting to see if there are any adjustments on the South Hobart side. I can't imagine there'll be many on the Newtown end. This game has gone pretty much as they would want, and with a couple of promising options to come off the bench for Newtown. We are looking in the driver's seat so far. Still 0-0 here. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for a second half at KG5 on this triple header Summer Cup Final Saturday. We'll be back soon. Street. 5-1, I believe it was. Charging into the back. Evans playing in a lot deeper role than what we've seen when he's come off the bench in the NPL, and he's turned the ball over here, coming in for the one, coming into the back post. He's going to go himself, Lazinski. Oh, lovely step over, still going, Lazinski off the post. That would have been a cracking start for White Eagle, the corner. He's running out of real estate here, but he's managed to keep the ball in. Heggie and wins the corner through side. Instead, he'll get the free kick. That is fantastic work. To the corner, he's running out of real estate here, but he's managed to keep the ball in. Heggie and wins the corner through side. Instead, he'll get the free kick. That is fantastic work. Free kick being taken right in the spot where we can't see it here in the commentary. That's a low one, and Morton sneakily clearing. And he is. Butler whips this one in over the head of Reed. Oh, Vernon could have done a little better there. Probably would have lacked possession. Although they might be in some trouble here now, coming in down the left-hand side. Walpole Stalker with the save. Keeping pretty sharp in the off-season. Mitch Stalker in the futsal circuit. Nice close range save there as Butler whips that one in low. Oh, it goes centrally and just getting in the way. Chance to cross, turns back. Lovely centering ball, and Stalker bobbling and claiming at the second attempt. In the air, lovely turn Let's get it toward Twos, who swaps sides and Foley just charges Vernon into a, it seems the MPLers. Twos drop deep, so goes studs up into Clark, and that has to be a card, surely. And it's the first slight mark with the wonderful diving header, as Cox is clearly kicked afterwards. And for an option is Salikowski. I thought he got the ball there. Did Heggie. Just need a bit more movement. Vernon provides and manages to hit Heggie. Now nearly getting it towards Lazinski. Calls for handball, not heated. Clark comes. Christian refs does Butlers. That's a lovely through ball towards Lazinski. What a sliding challenge. Not given a penalty by the referee. Twos coming in. That's surely a foul on Atfield by Heggie, and gives him a nice little tap on the backside. Get that towards Clark. And eventually is Clamp. A lovely theatrical dive there from Clampy. Think there for me. Clamp rises side, gets the flick on. Butler puts it over. Wonderfully worked move from the Eagles. He's held up in the breeze a bit. Lovely first time ball towards Lazinski, up against Morton. Will Lazinski get there? Good save from Lee. Butler again! There's put it wide. That's two chances for young Toby Butler. Rides forward, has 4 navy blue shirts ahead of him. I think he's going to have a shot here, Foley. You could see as soon as that ball put up, he was going to do that. And you could also hear
Yes. I said, he goes, no, there's nothing in that one. I would just say that. Nothing in it. See, I fucking told you every time. Oh, yeah. I was literally just like, whatever. I was like, no. I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's what I said. I was like, to my boss, what goes on? What's he like? It's, yeah.
It takes like an hour. It takes an hour to like kick in. Why are you giving it to them? It's like, stop, I'm not going to it's just like, okay, it's not going to work too hard. Yeah, it is always the second half. 10 minutes yeah, it
Nothing, I just got to cut it short. I didn't do anything else. What did it? Where was it for? Like, oh my god.
We had our music on like 30, like something. Like 10 minutes.
And I just, I accidentally went like in and thrown around. And we had the music on and it was so good. And they were just like, honestly, they were just like, they were just downstairs. I saw you walk past when you got out of It's got style.
We play Sunday next week.
No, not the bed. That one.
Oh yeah, I saw those ones. Yeah, some missing like maybe like a movie. It's missing that. I like that.
Payday.
Yeah, no, I was terrified.
How about you? No, I really want one. What about
Saves money.
I'll show you the one that we just won it. We ready? Or she just won it.
I can't get it.
Oh, one.
Smaller house.
I was crying. Oh, wow. This was the one I wanted. Yeah.
Wait, what's the that was?
You guys are so ghetto. You guys are so ghetto.
Oh, sorry. I mean, and it's
Oh, look how soft they're getting ready to put up the screen. Yeah, that's exactly what
I have to. And you are going to go on that. I wouldn't even get past that first when I'm not there. You can't.
And during the half time, there's been a substitution for South Hobart. Number 7, Declan Foley coming on.
And we're back for the second half of the Southern Championship Summer Cup Final. You're seeing a player running into position on the far side. That is Samuel Jones coming on, and it was confirmed Declan Foley was just a first half appearance. Been monitoring his minutes in pre-season ahead of a full-length NPL and Southern Champ season that we have in front of us, but we are now away for the second half. Newtown White Eagles and South Hobart Reserves, 0-0. Scoreline we don't say too often at halftime here in Tasmanian football, and again, something we're used to seeing in the middle of July. It is raining here at KG5, confirmed coming in at about 1 something, and it's 1:04. The rain is clearance by Moore. No other obvious changes appearing for either side. I wonder if we'll see more of the same, or if in particular South will tweak the way they're playing. Newtown, the better of the chances in that first half. Newtown now looking to attack. Heggie keeping the ball at field on the deck. Heggie still going, and there's a foul by Tay Evans, as you can see in front of us here. The Kimberley Lions fans putting up their banner in preparation for their two teams coming up in the other two finals. Hatfield coming off worse for wear on that challenge. Definitely got the ball in Rowan Heggie. The referee's now conversing. The assistant really spotting something. So who's got his pocket? That looks like it is for Rowan Heggie, I'm going to guess. He doesn't seem to have a clue what it's about. I'll be honest, I also don't have a clue. Usually you get a pretty good indicator from the referee in the middle, and Alfonso. That's a bit of hand gesturing. You can usually try and pick what he's saying and describing from a distance, and at this moment I can't quite tell. The assistant referee's definitely seen something. But they still get the free kick to White Eagles. Cox going near post. Vernon trying to get the flick on. That should be a corner kick, and it is. Only the second or third of the game for Eagles, and in general, South Hobart had a single corner in that first half. Eagles player Monty Peace just getting his head in the way there before this corner being taken. Swung in, very back stick. And be retrieved and not swung back in, as that is definitely out of play for a goal kick. One of the shorter goal kicks we've seen this afternoon as South get us back underway. Obviously with that substitution, now time to read through who's on the bench as Riley Morton goes chasing after this one. For South, Connor Bastock, Sam Bott, Mark Moncourt and Mitchell Tart. That one is crossed in and cleared by Evans. The all the way back through the keeper, and South will be hoping Nathan Reid can play out the full 90 minutes. Mark Moncourt has to come on. He can't sit on the bench for the senior side later today. Very unlikely occurrence to have 2 keeper injuries in consecutive in the same day for a team. But you never know. Yes, that is star of Terry Gorman's guardian piece on South Hobart a few years ago from the FFA Cup, Mark Moncourt. It is the exact same one, still kicking around. So, shoulder charge there from Hamish Moore on the far side. A few hardy souls brave the rain on the far side of the ground. The grandstand definitely filling up. Kimbra now putting up another sign on this grandstand, really making their presence known as Clamp towards Clark. It's it down the line as it looks like the Newtown Eagles super sub. I didn't even get to read his name out so far. Here's Jamie Vernon coming off and new signing Luke Hughesluke coming on. What a big inclusion for the club this is this year. 2-time Vic Tooting winner last time he played in this competition. He's back in the championship as Hughesluke. And on the field for Newtown. Sporting some nice bright green wheels as well for the season coming up. So moving from Clarence Zebras, where he was last season. Versatile player is Hughie. We'll see where he lines up. It does look like he's in the centre of the park. Obviously he can play as a number 8, number 10 up top. Clamp trying to win the throw, and by the look of reaction he hasn't. A great deal of options for good teams. Throws into an open area of space, which Hughie will gladly go chasing down. And they've called it back for a free kick. To South, looking to take it quickly. And again with the inclusion of Hughesluke. There's not too many taller players in the league as South's driving ball goes over the head. Diven gets there. Comfortably into the arms of Stalker, but when your delivery is that good, you can still create chances despite the height disadvantages. That one's heaved over the head. And going in is Butler again. There's a shot, but he's well blocked. Didn't have a great deal of support. Now Longdon. The reach of Atfield, but you can see the win. And Mitch Stalker's wonderful right peg. He took one bounce and was already at the 18-yard box. It's Heggie for Evans. This is where South, we've seen so far in this game, they get the ball there and then they don't necessarily distribute it quickly enough, and it just allows Newtown to reset, get compact at the back, but they manage to get possession in their attacking half temporarily. It's Clark and Moore to the business. Now Heggie looking for the run of Butler. Longdon. Cox. Eventually out towards back, who gets in some space, jinks around 2, and he's got a teammate wide open on the far side. Actually, Captain Clark sprays it in that direction. That one right under the throat from Nathan Reid. The rest of the Newtown Eagles bench. And we've got Mitch Free, the backup keeper, Jake French, Paul Palmer, and Matt Zakanda. Signing from Wilson, I believe, in the off-season as Diven stays on side and gets in behind Clam. Chests it down, does Diven. Only has Walpole up ahead. Still got it, does Diven, but can't create too much as Stalker effectively claims that one. Did get around Clamp in the end, did Diven, but plenty of Newtown players back. Eggy with the flick on. Huge Flute running forward. Lazinski ships ball towards the back post. Heggie tries to keep it in, but again, the wind pushing that one forward as being for a south goal kick. Five minutes gone here and still no score, which still continues to astound me. It's usually a competition full of goals. There's Clark. Both of them pretty much just had a hold of each other there. Two's coming up with the free kick. Work there from Longden and quickly cutting out the angle. Free kick. Right down the throat of Stalker, comfortably claiming that at eye level. With the wind advantage, I would keep doing this option. And he's going to swirl around and cause all sorts of trouble for the South defenders. They only need to miss one. The pace of Kaczynski, huge salute coming in from deep, will cause them all sorts of trouble. It looks like we're going to have another sub in the offing. Free coming on, and it is back coming off. For mine, I thought it played a pretty solid game down this right-hand side, to be honest. I'm not sure if that's something Coach Tommy Fotak has seen, or just a bit of freshness. We'll find out afterwards, but I thought back it played quite a good game. As Heggie steals in and wants the corner kick and gets it. Just a bit slow in defence there, South. And we're seeing Eagles really start to dominate, and from this set piece, the way this is going to curl, I'd be putting this right in the back stick. And it does end up there nearly towards Hugo. Lazinski with the volley. Brave defending there from South. He's putting your body on the line. Lazinski was about to whack that volley. And that's Marcus Euster there with that header. Morton cleared by Moore.
Morton
gets in front of Heggie, but he now wins the throw-in and sends the first one into the rivulet for the season. Moore with the throw-in, huge slope. He sends the second one over. And Lazinski with the free kick after miscontrol, but not forthcoming as Free gets his first touch of the game. Oh, that's going to fall nicely for Longden, and Free keeps on going. Free goes towards the near post, causes a save out of lead. Spotted a gap there as Heggie running in towards the back stick was another option, but elected to go the shot. And just completely fooled everyone. The triple dummy. Zinski and Heggie there lining up as well. They've got a left footer here to take it, which they do. I'll be putting this one going for the Olympico. Chested from Cox. Divin eventually clears out for a throw. One's going to charge down for another corner. South cannot get out of their 18-yard box here at the moment. Butler. Cox. Oh, swung back in towards Lazinski, who just couldn't quite get the volley. And now Evans. South with a chance to break. Right-hand side looking the most promising. It's 4v4 at the moment. Just holding his run there. There's young Jones. They needed to keep on running there. Lazinski. Heggie with the flick on to no one in particular. Hour played here in Summer Cup final. Obviously, if it is still tied after 90 minutes, we will have extra time and penalties. And if that happens, I hope it's a pretty exciting extra time. It's filler content for both sides already been drained to about 10% to go. Stalker clears that one first time, nearly falls to Hugh Sloot. Evans. Clamp will have a second go. And Stalker's going to come out and comfortably collect. Does look like the rain has subsided here in the wonderful metropolis of Glenorchy. Hugh Sloot gets around one. Heggie, lovely ball out wide to Butler. He's going to try and get there in the centre. Does Heggie, back post, goal for the Newtown Eagles at the back post. It's Ronan Longden going straight over to the bench to celebrate. That was wonderful work from Newtown, and you've got to say it's been coming. And that is Newtown White Eagles in the ascendancy. You can hear the appreciation of the crowd. It started with Hugh Sloot. Heggie's ball out wide. Bursting to get in there, but at the back post, well behind his marker, Longden. I'll tell you what, he's done his best to hit it right at Nathan Reid, but too much power, wheels away in celebration. And you've got to say that goal has been coming from pretty much the 5th minute mark. Certainly had the majority of chances, and South fans starting to get a little tetchy in front of us, urging the players to push on. What can South do? Morton, Hugh Sloot, making that one clear. Now, it will be interesting to see how deep Newtown sit. They've got plenty of bodies that they can push back. And there's Clamp. Tim's with this one. No, not quite winning the throw in there. South immediately looking towards their benches. Another one goes down. The Rivulet. Good thing
They came, yeah.
It seems like the Rivulet is taking a lot of them as we look at that celebration. Speaking before how after not being put in the NPL in 2013, it took a while for Newtown to recover, but we've got a great team behind them at the moment. This could be some much needed silverware for the club. It's Hugh Sloot. Now Atfield. Looking towards twos, more Butler. Really falling towards Moore. He goes the return ball, but splits his teammates. Hit that one on the ground, I reckon, for Diven. Peggy stretching acrobatically to get there. Now Walpole. They've got a great deal of options within 15 metres of him. As well to create some space and hands it off to Diven. Twos out on the far side. Good charging into the box, calls for a handball. Neither referee even looking at it. Quick discussion there. It was mainly an appeal from the crowd, to be brutally honest. Isn't too much from the South players, as they have, I would guess, is their first corner of the afternoon. Dink towards the front post. This could sit nicely, but pressure valve will be released on Newtown, and we've seen pretty consistently today they haven't been the quickest at taking free kicks, and I reckon it's only going to get slower in the next 25 minutes. Now Butler. Knew that was going to be a corner, and carefully shields that one out of play. Still going to bring the likes of Cox and Clamp up for these set pieces. They could use the second goal. That would go pretty close to killing the game off, I think. Oh, nearly towards Clamp, and then charging in. Clark back out towards Butler, who wins another corner. But he was offside by the looks of it. If anyone wants to laugh, I highly recommend our YouTube live chat section at the moment. Clamp didn't quite get the purchase he wanted, but good enough. Hugh Sloot. Clark turned over to Evans. Real tight areas there in the middle of the park. Going out to split it out wide, but now the goal scorer, full of confidence, trying to get around Houston, but that goes all the way back towards Nathan Reid. Clamp under pressure from Diven. 67 minutes gone. Now twos. The opportunity to turn inside, and eventually does. Heavy touch. And causes the turnover, as Longman's might have left that a bit short. Does get the return ball. Now Lazinski. It's going out of play. Not seeing too much movement on either bench at the moment. Morton. He's been the player most likely to hit the forward ball of the centre-backs. Again, right to the Eagles. Clark, who's been a pillar of strength in the centre of the park as the captain. And the free, wanted the free kick and got it in the end. Cox heaves that one down the line. Heggie. He's getting back to his feet slowly, is Heggie, but looks like he'll get there eventually. Again, forced to clear it out of play. He's good, sir. They've been very busy on the flank that Toby Butler's been on, have the Eagles. Still plenty of the ball. Obviously providing the assist for the goal as Hugh Sloot chests it towards Lazinski. Calls for offside, not heeded. Can't be doing too much of that South as the game progresses. That is bread and butter stuff for Cox and Clamp at centre back. They're going to have to find a plan B here of South. They're looking a bit stagnant. Very reminiscent of MacArthur against the Central Coast Mariners the other night. Just no plan B at the moment for South. What can they find in the last 20 minutes? You would expect them to at least run out the game here. Potentially the strongest South. That might come into their advantage, especially as Newtown sit deeper and deeper. Morton gets his head up. Kind of ball in there towards Diven, just hasn't been working so far. As I thought that was a foul, but not given, and turned over. Shipped towards the back post. Stalker comfortably claiming. He'll use all 7 seconds. Hugh Sloot calling for it. It goes in that direction. It's cleared out of play. Just kept in by the Eagles. That one in the direction of the goal scorer in Longden. Heggie will pick this one up. And he finds its way through to Butler, but out of play is completely fine for the Eagles. They'll be more than content for another 20 minutes of this. Certainly keeping those on the far side busy with the amount of balls going over the fence. Evans, who's dropped deeper and deeper as this match has gone on. That is a better ball, just eluding Clamp. Into the box. And again, relatively tame effort from South. It's at least getting the shot on target. I hope of building some momentum. See if younger legs of South come in handy as they prepare another sub. It's come off the South player, so Reid going to keep that one in. He does well. Yes. Zalikowski. Michael Kirk barking at instructions from underneath the grandstand in front of us. The backup keeper slash coach slash all-round South Hobart legend, as we will see that sub being made. It is Connor Bastock coming on. And it looks like Thomas Walpole coming off. Bastock, previous Canberra Lions play. What can South do? Time ticking away. They will look to win the corner, but Clamp comes across and ends up conceding a throw, but still a better outcome. That is cleared onto the neighbour's roof and into their backyard now. That is the furthest I've seen a ball go over that fence in quite some time. It takes quite the effort. Almost as good as South Hobart 9 PL game last week, where one ended up in someone's tree over at Darcy Street. Not the end you would expect it, as Hugh Sloot clears that one. Malachowski looking forwards twos. That's a great ball. He's going to centre it for Divin! And there is the equaliser South have been looking for. And finally getting on the action. It's twos and Divin. 3 yards out. Couldn't miss it. There's 15 minutes to go. We have game on. Newtown actually sitting a smidge deeper. They've got the equaliser South. As a club, just always come on strong. Divin, not much the keeper can do in that situation. They'll get their hands a bit more onside. Ooh. They're going to give advantage there. It's Clark. This will be an interesting 50-50, and getting there first is South, but Free doing well to block the pass. Longdon chasing back. Now Cox coming across. He's the covering centre back. Now Divin. Full confidence after that goal is Josh Divin. He's lining up the shot. Here is Divin and goes wide, and Stalker imploring his defence to get tighter. Wanting him to keep working. There's South. Begin to come home with a wet sail as we look at that Divin shot again. Aiming for that far post.
That's what.
Crucial header. There from South as Longdon was in an acre of space behind there if Bastock didn't win it. Now Divin. Crossing towards the back stick, over Stalker's head, over everyone's head, and eventually out for a goal kick. Newtown are going to roll with the players that they've got for the last 13 minutes. Not seeing much movement down there. Obviously just got the one sub remaining with Hugh Sloot and Free coming on. Evans and towards twos. Goodsir making the inside run. Twos wanting to play the 1-2. Wants the foul off the ball. Goodsir now doesn't have a great deal of options as Hugh Sloot gets a toe in. Cross coming in. That's a good ball towards Divin, but it goes over the top. Starting to see a bit more enthusiasm from South here. Stalker having some more options, and he's found a teammate in an acre of space on the far side. Cut out there by Evans. Somehow Moore just had most of that left-hand side to himself. Two's up against Clamp. Did well to hold off. He's taller, more experienced competitor. And 3 clears. Lazinski, lovely first time ball. Longden chasing to keep this one in. He's got Heggie and Lazinski ahead, but coming across is the fresh legs. Bastock. Long throw, Hughes-Luke. Lead by South. Clark underneath this one. Lovely little cushion header there from Diven. Pushed right out in front for Euster. Gets his head up. Clamp chesting that one out for a corner. And again, South continuing to push forward. You'll see a few more of their fans just in shot there before. Cross going in low. Clamp clearing that one. Longden was up at halfway, and the spot I used to run on FIFA. Not bad tactics. Diven trying to go round the outside. Still going is Diven. Hughes-Luke with a crucial touch. He's always off balance. He got round Cox, and once you get in that position as a defender, you can't foul. Maybe had a bit more time there than he thought, did the young South defender. 10 minutes left. Hughes-Luke. Here's a reminder, if it stays like this after 90 minutes, there will be 30 minutes of extra time as Lazinski. And too many navy blue shirts there in the way. Taking that one in play, Butler. Heggie over the top of his head. Clark to collect. Fouled after the play, and they want the free kick and a slice of cheese. Another one for South. So it's Mason Atfield picking up the cheese. As Newtown are going to prepare a sub. Jen's put the board up, but the fourth official just hasn't seen it yet. Sorry, Alfonso hasn't seen it. Now he's got the call. The sub will be made. Longden, the goal scorer, coming off. Coming on, that definitely looks like Paul Palmer. And it is. Goal scorer, a warm round of applause. Interesting to see where Palmer lines up. Most likely, I reckon he'll go up top and push someone else out onto the wing like Lazinski as the ball goes in near post. Hughes-Luke. Oh, it's gone over the top of them and it's in! Well, it goes to Heggie. And that is Newtown now up 2-1. The set piece, always the most likely source of a goal for Newtown. Lovely ball again in. There were two Newtown players on the spot. Heggie got there just in front of Hughes-Luke. And flicked that one in. They were lining up there, no one marking the Newtown striker in Rowan Heggie. And Newtown reclaim their lead. It could be a famous goal for the club. 7 minutes to hold on plus stoppage time. And that stops momentum for the moment. The wind also just picking up. That's favouring Newtown should they decide to do clearances like that. That's going to keep going. And Palmer with a lovely first touch. Second one not as good. Third one a lot better. And that one just out of reach. Newtown with a renewed pep in their step. It's free. Clark, that's come off a South player, but won't roll out. And go all the way to Morton. It does look like Palmer's gone up top, and the goal scorer, Heggie, has dropped a bit deeper. Lazinski gone out wide. It was Diven trying to make something happen. It's a good ball into the centre, but it was put probably right where he would normally be. Stalker gets some distance on that. Yeah, well, it's gone out for a throw. It's not the worst, as that's going to take off at least 25 seconds off the clock. By the time Morton gets it out of those nets, comes all the way back to take it. As the rain picks up again. Yeah, 20 seconds knocked off, just for that. Newtown very compact here and a very deep 4-5-1 at the moment. They've got plenty of fresh legs up top. Atfield, look at the distance on that from Heggie. There'll be plenty of that in the next 6 minutes. They barely even moved up after that, Newtown. They are purely holding on here. Malakovsky, got to think about going to 3 at the back at minimums here, South. There's the diagonal ball in the twos direction. Lovely first touch from twos, and what a save from Stalker. That came at him really quickly. Wonderful first touch from twos. Stalker had to be quick to react. At what point do you begin to bring the keeper up here for the corner? Might be 4 minutes too early, but you've got to do something here soon. Don't think that was the corner. And South were expecting a few Bronx cheers from the Newtown fans in the wet area behind the goal. Challenge from Moore. He knew he was getting the throw. As the rain gets heavier and heavier here. Lazinski thought about whacking it down the line. Butler eventually did, and cleared by South. Four minutes to go. Eagles fans watching at home and around the ground, beginning to get some nervous excitement, I would imagine. As it does look like Eustace has just pushed up from defence for the moment. Heggie not missing a beat. That deflection has gone miles in the air. Huge salute. Think forward, but again, it's going to take a few seconds off the clock to get. And if the ball goes back out that side, that the ball is not in a very retrievable spot. Kowski, good ball. Used it, trying to turn back on that right peg. Oh, it does eventually get to Tay Evans, and saved from Stalker. Blocked. Will it roll in the back of the net? It will. Seb Toes has made it 2-all with 3 minutes to go. And what started the half as a fairly dull 0-all is bursting into excitement here. The keeper's up celebrating. And with not that long left, Evans' shot. Toes, he's just hit that straight into the ground. We've got the direction perfect right into the side netting. And we are looking at the prospect of extra time. I think Lazinski and Toes just having a joke there, saying, mate, you completely shanked that. And he says, I don't care, it is now 2-all. Clark, a bit eager there as Huxley immediately goes forward. Butler, the assist king for Newtown this afternoon. Does he have another one left in him? Not on this occasion. As South tink another one forward. Clamp back towards Toes. They win the throw in. 2 minutes to go. Do you push on here if you're South and try to win it in normal time? More not able to clear it. Diven and Twos have looked really lively in the last 20 minutes of this one. Toes. That was handball, but good serve, whacks it clear. Clark with the header. Palmer busting a gut to get there. Slavkovsky gets there first though. Cross coming in. Diven over his head, but offside. Flag still up. Still not been noticed. And eventually play will now continue. Palmer, who's dropped deep for the moment. Can't quite get it to Clark. Morton. Ball into the channel from him. Good block there from Twos. Moore. Going for the header. Did lead with the elbow and will call the free kick. There's some very huddled people there on the far side. It's not the most ideal place to be sitting at the moment, but we're a brave lot down here as we look at 3 minutes of stoppage time. So 3 minutes left for either side to win it in normal time before extra time.
3 minutes of added time to the game.
And potentially penalties after that. There's Twos. Lofted ball, that's going to stick up in the air. Calls for handball. It is a scrum in there in the middle as someone finally clears it for Newtown. Clark putting his body on the line and winning the free kick. Atfield, again we're talking to in the first half. I'm surprised he didn't get another one, and I don't think he knew Diven was right behind him, but it'll now be a yellow card. Slice of cheese for Josh Diven. South really racking up the yellow cards here compared to Newtown. I thought pre-game that was going to be the other way round. Wondering if Cox wants this added 30 seconds of paperwork to be added onto stoppage time or not. I've just been saying that to Alfonso. And the head of Hughesloot here has gone straight to Morton. He's a likely spot. Instead goes centrally. Flicked on. Oh, the back post. It falls to Clark, who does not get the purchase he wanted. That could have been a captain's goal if there ever was one. Just snatched at it. Did the captain. Now has to track back in defence as Morton. Deflected. Heggie. Here's Lazinski. To Clark. Keeping on running is Lazinski. He's got the pace over Slavkovsky and wins his side a corner. Here come the tall timber for the Eagles. One last time in regulation. Cox, Clamp, Hughesloot. Heggie, the goal scorer. It's still on the park. Palmer as well. They have plenty of good years of the ball to come as we look at that replay of the equalising goal. He's with a bit of a Ronaldo-esque celebration there in the works as well, as it'll be the in-swinger from Heggie to take. Goes back stick, flicks back in. Slavkovsky off his chest though, and they've got a chance to break here. It's Twos with the navy blue streaming forward. Evans in the middle of the park, turns away from Palmer as Twos. He's onside, he's definitely onside, it's Josh Diven, good save. Now Twos, backing up his own one. Oh, it deflected off a Newtown player. Evans wants a penalty, not given. Will it stay in? Eventually cleared from Eagles. South has a wasteful cross from Goodsir. It could have been the game decided in stoppage time. Josh Diven and Stalker coming up strong. That deflection has nearly put the ball in from Eagles. As it turns out, Evans is still on the deck. Plenty of players still over there. Moore trying to get a bit of cramp out in front, but concern over Tay Evans for the moment. Newtown's physio as well, keeping a keen eye as Enzo, coach, comes over. Back to his feet is Evans. So South temporarily down to 10. Interesting whether we have another full passage of play or whether the whistle will go after this kick. Look at the watch from the referee. Play will be allowed to continue. That one holds up in the air. Divin can't quite get there. It's free. Comes across to take. Clark wanting a free kick and gets one. So one last chance for the Eagles. Might be setting this one up. Not think about take this one quickly. Heggie thought about it, but it'll stay to Cox. Everyone forward. But Moore, who's on the centre circle, and the kick taker in Cox. Towards the back stick. Over the head of Lisinski. Oh, nearly falls to Heggie. Hugesloot gets a toe in. Palmer wants to get it out wide to Butler. And play still goes on. 4.5 minutes of stoppage time. Hugesloot charges that down. And that will be it for 90 minutes. So first game of the afternoon. And we go to extra time. Newtown White Eagles 2. South Hobart Championship side 2. 0 all at half time, and then the goals, which we were worried weren't going to flow, came in a torrent late on in that second half. The equaliser, 2 minutes to go from Sam Toos. He's put this game in towards extra time. No players going over for a drink. As we replay the goals. There is Aaron Longden now since subbed, coming in for that goal. Newtown used all 3 subs so far, so they don't have a spare player to put in this extra time. South brought on Bastock and Jones, so they've still got Tart, Bott and the backup keeper Moncourt. And there is Heggie. I thought that was going to be the winning goal, to be honest. 83rd minute he flicked that one in. Sam Toos, not the cleanest strike he's ever hit in his life, but certainly effective. And that has sent us through to extra time. Looks like we are going to have a bit of a break in play here while everyone gets a drink, and I might hop off for a minute and do the same as the players as well. As I've now got another half hour to add to what was already another 4 hours after this.
I want to be down there in the hospital. Before you know it, they're going to be. That guy? Last night. No, he's more than that.
That would actually slang as well.
Yeah. And your brother, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Your brother too, bro. You reckon he's
Search up potato.
Your team doing the quickest toilet break you have ever seen in KG5 history. Now back underway for half hour of extra time. South kicking towards the Aussie Rules Oval to your right. Newtown going towards the left-hand side of the screen, Grove Road at first. Can't remember. It's gone. Here's Divin. Wins a goal. Does not win a corner kick through side. It'll be a goal kick. So we'll see if those potentially fresher legs of South Hobart come through, or whether it be the experience of the Newtown Eagles. We've already made 3 substitutions. Now Heggie cleared wide free. We'll probably let that one right in for a throw in. Lazinski quite on the same wavelength there with Palmer. Strong commanding header from Hughes. Luke Palmer holding the ball up. Lazinski in the centre. Heggie has peeled off and ended up at right wing. Gets the cross in. It is in the Lazinski. Over his head towards Butler, who hit that well, but right down the throat of Nathan Reid. If you got the contact on that in the first half, there probably wouldn't be an extra time, I don't reckon, there from Butler. My apologies. As he tracks all the way back. Newtown continuing to sit, mainly in their own defensive half, and then just pressing forward when necessary. Another all through the channel. Maybe not used to having the end at their back here, South. Just not quite readjusting, as we might see a few of them skid on here. Hughes Lute ends up on the deck trying not to touch it, and then the South player just runs into him. Out wide for South. It's good, sir. Pushing further forward, trying to put Butler on the back foot. Gets a good cross in. Bit too much off it on it, and Houston just has to watch that one run out for a throw. every South player pretty much on the whole left-hand side of the field until one to peel off his toes, hits it first time, and that's not far away from Sam Toos. Just checking the rules, has got the heads up about extra time and penalties, not substitutions in extra time. That was a technicality it didn't get. It does appear they can make another sub, so, or potentially all 5 if they need to. So, if only the referee's manager wasn't a million miles away from me, I'd just go and ask him directly, as that's the kind of personalised service you get here in Tassie, but we'll run with that for the moment. See, it does seem like it's in competitions recently, that 4th sub being used in extra time. Throw in. And cleared by Clark. Mikowski. Really impressed with his work. Having not seen a great deal of him down the years. Now putting a player back, and then with a real crunching challenge on Clark. Wanting to know where the free kick is. Certainly not getting one. Not getting much sympathy off the referee either. Very scrappy in the first 6 minutes here of extra time. There's Diven. Win the free kick. No, he won't. Hugh Sloot. Goes all the way back to the keeper. And right on cue, he clearly heard me saying, where on earth's the referee's manager? 5 subs. As he walks up 2 minutes later. That is the wonderful service you get here in Tasmania. Palmer collects, looks up, doesn't have a great deal of support. Hugh Sloot now storming forward. Hugh Sloot, extra touch out towards Lazinski. It's Lazinski. He has a second bite at it. Will he lay it back to Hugh Sloot? He does. First time, Hughie! And the new man, Luke Hugh Sloot, puts Newtown 3-2 up. What an impact sub. The former Vic Tuning medal winner has put Newtown 3-2 up. Lazinski, wonderful hold-up work there. Could have had a second shot. Saw Hughie was right by the penalty spot and thrashes it home. Lovely composed work. He's the only other player there. Knew he wasn't on his left. Didn't have to do much in terms of power. Just had to place it. And after 97 minutes, Newtown back in front. For the 3rd time here this afternoon. After not the most exhilarating first half I've ever watched. This game has burst into life. And can South equalise for a 3rd time? That one might. A few oohs and ahs from the crowd there as to what that might happen with Stalker, but comfortably underneath that one. And now the time wasting will start in earnest, I feel. As we thank the man with the Melbourne Heart clipboard again. Who knows if that's to come? I think soon. Great relic of the past is Lazinski. Beaten out. Oh, just out of the reach of Euster. Plenty of players from Newtown there taking this opportunity to have a breather. Plenty of hands on hips. Palmer, Heggie, Hugh Sloot, Butler, all with the exact same look of expression. They've just got to dig deep for another 20 minutes. And the Southern Championship Summer Cup will be all theirs as That one's gone very close to the head of the former mullet of infallibility, Nathan Code. On the sideline as Palmer chases this one down. Solid pass by Morton, back to the keeper, Reid. Morton keeps the ball moving and then completely passes it to the opposition. Palmer, he wanted to give it to Lazinski rather than Clark on that occasion. Maybe the better option might have been the captain, as coming the other way now is Bastock. Skips past one and knocks it straight out for a goal kick, which Stalker will be in no hurry to take. He's closer to a waddle in picking up that ball than anything else. I absolutely do not blame him either. One taken towards Moore. Morton stretching and anything to clear. Throw in, huge sloop. There's two South players and that second touch a bit heavy, and bright green wheel coming off at the same time for good measure. We actually had the lights on here, would you believe it? 2:09 in the afternoon. It is a very muggy day here. It's Hugh Sloop finds Palmer. Now back to Lazinski, who hits it first time. Straight into the car park. And maybe we're only having 10 minutes of extra time. That's fine with me in pre-season. Don't mind that at all. Probably should have looked at that when I just had the competition rules thrown in front of me there for a minute. That's only 10 minutes for Newtown to hold on to. It'll make their faithful more than happy. Big fan of that. We'll have another 30-second break while the players have a drink as well. And it looks like before I go away, South will make another sub, but I might have a 30-second break before that, I think.
We have a substitution for South Hobart. Coming on is number 6, Daniel Jones. Coming on, Mitchell.
Lead them on, lead them on.
And we're back. Only 10 minutes for Newtown Eagles to hold on. Under the fading light here in Glenorchy. A bit better than the bushfire smoke we had here the other day. Very grateful not to have too much of that over this summer here in Tasmania. Throw in, Hugh Sloop, still full of energy after coming on at about the 50th minute mark. Again, similar start to the first period of extra time. Stuck on that far left-hand side in a bit of head tennis. Palmer Lays it back to Lazinski. He's now appeared on the wing, and the ball from Clark not forthcoming. Stalker too well not to pick this one up just yet. Really using full 5 seconds there waiting to pick that one up. Use that leg of his to whack that one downfield. Tarkovsky with the chest. That field. Oh, he's just missed his teammate there in good cert. That might allow a few more seconds to wind off the clock. Plenty of that from Newtown in the next 8.5 minutes. I was watching at home, and that clock hits 1:15 is roughly when we expect it to be. I know us football fans are conditioned to it being 1:20. Probably be 1:15. As Hughes-Luke doesn't win the ball, and it will be a free kick to South. Taken quickly. Diven used to up ahead. Two's fouled off the ball by Hughes-Luke, who's protesting vociferously over that decision. South not taking this one quickly. Can I wait for the full setup? And love that trick of kicking the ball away as well. South didn't even notice. For about 5 seconds there, they were just casually walking away with the ball. And it is great work on the Eagles there. It's the free kick. Hit low. Clark comfortably clearing it. Similar groans in the crowd to that corner at the end of the 90. Good hustle as Heggie nearly takes out the fourth official. Clamp, plenty of time to clear. Reed. Clark applying the pressure. South surely got to go to it. Max 3 at the back, and I probably should point out that sub as well that they've made. Mitchell Tart has come on. Looks like they have gone to just 3 at the back from South. Really have to push players forward in this situation. No idea if yellow cards carry over in this competition in the league season. If they don't, I would be very tempted for Newtown to individually take 9 yellow cards. I think that's what they've got left, with a couple of players already receiving them. Now Evans. A hustle from Andrew Clark. Got a knock in the face afterwards. Lazinski. Heavy touch off the thigh, and Palmer gets in first. Heggie. Corner flag or goal. What will it be? That first touch, I think, is a clear indication. His defender sitting 10 yards off him. I don't think he even realised what he was doing there to start with, and now is crowded out. Wants the push in the back. Gets nothing but a goal kick. And he took that first touch and had absolutely no other intention about putting that in the corner flag. Tarkovsky taking the inside line, as you should do as a defender, which is really not necessary. On the ball. Heaved that one, Stalker. Waiting for Diven again. Starting to get a bit more loft underneath these ones. Unsure here, bit of confusion, and complete confusion. Butler looking for the chip and goes again right down the throat of Reed. That could have really sealed the match. Confusion at the back for South. Another gilt edge opportunity. Will that be the lifeline they need? Cox is underneath this one comfortably. Clark wants a free, doesn't get one. Heggie, what a challenge from Rowan Heggie. And I think that's going to be pulled up for injury rather than the actual challenge, because I think there was an accidental head knock in there. That was a bone-crunching challenge from Heggie. Woody on the line. I think he copped a hip to the side of the head, I think, and then had the player land on him as well. Full throttle body on the line. You would not expect anything less from Rowan Heggie. Get back to his feet. The only outfield player left on the bench for Newtown. Madsikander. He doesn't have to actually go off and then come back on there, Heggie, but he's allowed to trot back towards right wing, and he used to have won a free kick as well for his trouble. As Cox goes in the Heggie direction, down by that corner flag. Certainly got the weight advantage on his opponent. And it's given away. It must be Heggie with the shirt pull there, because he certainly had front position. Again, the hopeful long ball forward from South, not coming to anything. Whilst they've certainly done very well from the limited chances they've had this afternoon, South, they have not created anything in the second period of extra time. They really need to get a move on. 2.5 minutes left. Twos. Will he get the foul? Like, he'll take the wide angle. That nearly went out of play. And if so, played advantage, did the referee. As I think they're going to make that foul. No, it looks like blood rule on the mouth area for Clark. So Newtown temporarily down to 10 men. So what do you want in a situation like this? I'll hope to get whatever is bleeding from the Captain Clark's mouth fixed very quickly. They have only got 1.5 minutes left to hold on. Heggie's moved more centrally, essentially playing without a right winger at the moment. Palmer now tracking back. Lofted ball. Looking for Euster. Gets the cross in. Stalker hasn't even had to move to collect that one. Heggie, the likely target, I'd be going directly into that corner flag, and that's roughly where Stalker goes. It's come down with snow on it. Turn from where it came. I would have given the defender a call there. He could have let that bounce, and they could have nearly run out the entire last minute. In the end, South allowed to have one last final heave forward. Zolikovsky, good distance on that. Stalker comes out, another comfortable chest mark. Mitch Stalker, could nearly just about do it. Fresh shirt. Andrew Clark. It's Hugh Sloot now going to do a reverse act. No, he plays it inside towards Butler. There's no one down towards that corner flag. Lazinski and Heggie played the exact same move. I'll tell you what, I would have sprinted a bit harder to keep that in play as well. I'm just going to pen it in with Reed. This is a bit slow from South when you've got 6 seconds left. Look at the watch from the referee. They finally get the ball forward. Cox. Whacked forward by Bastock. He's going down with cramp as the defender. He needs to call someone in, does Heggie, and a free kick. We're 10 seconds into stoppage time, and there is one last chance. There is Rowan Heggie down in all sorts of pain with cramp. Can't get the referee's attention. Even the South bench want him looked at. Alfonso still hasn't seen it yet. The physio on. Eventually, and in Heggie's defence, I could see his cramp from up here in the grandstand. I mean, he's certainly not milking it by any stretch of the imagination. And Had to stretch that one out himself and jogs back. Reed not coming forward, which is frankly a disappointment here from this last set piece. Zelikowski with what I'm just going to be honest and say is the worst free kick for that situation I've ever seen. As we now need a new ball. He's just gone outside of the foot. Gone Cristiano Ronaldo v Portsmouth style with the run-up many years ago and just whacked it into the car park. As they will make one last sub. Newtown, nice bit of time wasting here. I expect Rowan Heggie to be the one sub as his left calf is pretty cooked, and as it should be. He's done a mountain of running as the goal scorer. He'll limp off. And Matsukanda will play. He may not even get a touch. But he will come on. He'll be on the field for when Newtown claim a precious piece of silverware. I'd want someone down on the bench there to stretch Heggie's cramp out, because I reckon he's about to storm the field in a minute here. Over the head of Tart. Lazinski flicks it on towards Butler. Now Palmer plays it through towards Lazinski. Back heel, Butler. There's a new man, Tadzikanda's in all sorts of space on the right-hand side. Been unlucky there. Was the Newtown substitute, Tadzikanda. He's in prime position to get a touch here from the throw-in as we're at 117 minutes. Palmer beating there, Morton crept further forward. That is a late challenge from Clark. Pulled back rightly. I'd be surprised if there's not a slice of cheese, given some of the challenges that they've dished him out for Divin and that have completed earlier. I'm quite surprised. Maybe we are playing right through to 120 for this one. There is a look on the fourth official's watch of confusion as Reed will take the free kick rather than go up. That's a better ball. Into the mix-up. Cleared by the Eagles. Tadzikanda gets a touch and gives away the free kick, and the game still goes on. Well, unless they just got it wrong in the first half, I'm quite confused as to how we're still playing. It's been a minute or two of injury time, certainly not 3 and a bit. That's what happens when you put it in the mixer, and now you can get a free kick specialist on it. B. Questions asked from Newtown White Eagles if this goes in. And as it stands, 3-2 up. Surely the last kick of the game coming up. Still a committee meeting going on from South, and just kindly reminding, yes, that you can't stand there anymore. At least a metre away from the wall now. Looks like 2s. To take right into the wet area. And that is the full-time whistle. Newtown White Eagles 2021 Southern Championship Summer Cup winners. Some silverware goes back to Clare Street and the Polish club. 3-2 over South Hobart. Hit the lead 3 times. And eventually, after extra time, Newtown run out winners. It was a slow start to the game, but well worth it for that last 65 minutes of football. Cup final action at its best. And it was the goals all coming up for you. The first one here from Longmans. Coaches shake hands in front of us. Tap in at the back post. South equalised twice, but in the end, the experience of White Eagles came through. And that is a fantastic confidence booster for the Newtown club heading in to a Southern Championship season. We'll stick around for the trophy presentation. Probably just let the effects mic and the ground announcer do all of them individually. It was Heggie with the second after an equaliser from Divin. It was then 2s that made it 2-2 in the 88th minute to send us into extra time. And the winning goal. And eventually dejected looks on the South Hobart faithful faces.
Just a quick announcement before we do the...
Finally, the winning goal. Lazinski, he had the shot, deflected, and then it is Luke Huxley, the new signing, his second game for the club, bangs home a cup final winner what a way to introduce yourself
We need to
to
move
the
that
Flair
up
Street
so we can
faithful.
put the food truck in there. So
That'll do it from me.
the
Trophy presentations coming up. President of Football Tasmania, Bob Gordon, down the front, ready to go. And referees first, then the South Hobart, and then the victorious Newtown. You'll see behind either side of this presentation the Kingborough women and Olympia FC Warriors women beginning to warm up. That game probably won't kick off at 2:30. I'm going to give my best guess here at about 2:50, I reckon, at the earliest. Need to have at least a 20-minute warm-up. Might be closer to 3 o'clock, but just to be safe, about 2:50 we'll be back on air with the Women's Summer Cup action. We'll leave you with the pleasantries and the ground announcer after a conclusion to a fantastic Southern Championship Summer Cup final won by Newtown White Eagles.
What a fantastic game of football out there. We'd just like to thank the officials, the match officials. They're going to come up and grab some medals to start with. Can we get a photo up here? Round of applause for the referee out there. Great job. Can we get Will out here?
What did he give a room?
Guy. And our fourth official, Eugene. Well done. We're being told to say we can't hand them to you at the moment. We're just going to get a few words from the captain of our South Hobart team here. Captain up to say a couple of words. Just like to say, big up for that game, congrats on the win. Deserved it. We'll think about next week, so well, I'd say refs, well done, not an easy job. And proud, he's coming out of and well done, boys. We'll get a few words from the captain of the Newtown Eagles.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the match officials. They didn't have an easy job today, especially in the first half. It was pretty tense, and to go in there time and pick up the wrap up, really good job. South Hobart, you're a fantastic young team. Well done today. Unlucky on the result, but I'm sure you're going to have Mandy and well done. See you next week.
Okay, we're just going to get President of the Board of Football Tasmania, Bob Gordon, is going to hand the cup over there. And then we can give the 2021 Southern Championship Cup winners, Newtown Eagles!
Cheers, mate.